One thing that really scares me about getting older is people losing their empathy for you, especially when you're struggling. I remember when I first moved to LA by myself, I was living in my car for the first 3 months. And even when I did get my apartment, I got laid off from my job very early on into my lease. So not only did I have to blow a lot of my life savings just to keep my lease, I also had to live in my car again when the lease ended. And at the time, I was vlogging, trying to become a YouTuber, get that YouTube money. And even though it didn't work out for me, the small community that I did build, they were very supportive of me. Some of them even sent me money. I'm just thinking if I was in that situation now, I don't think people would be as supportive because for a lot of people, it is not cute to be broke when you're pushing 30, 40, 50. Maybe if you're a senior citizen and you're in poverty, they'll have a little bit more pity for you. But for the most part, the older you get, the more people expect you to have your life together. And I think a lot of people really underestimate how much having a support system can make or break your life. Even though I moved to LA when I was really young, even though I moved out on my own before a lot of my peers, I was not ready to move to LA. As I mentioned earlier, I spent the first 3 months living in my car. I did not have a job lined up. Even when I got my job, I was not prepared to lose that job, which I eventually did. And all of the struggles I've had to deal with because I've been on my own for so long, it's really set me back in life. And I really believe if I had come from a more supportive family, I wouldn't have been so focused on escaping this household. I would have been more focused on building a stable life for myself. So maybe I wouldn't accomplish my dreams right now, but I really feel like I would have a stable job, a stable income, and I could save money. I could be in LA and do it right. Instead of being in survival mode, I could work on building a rich, fulfilling life, doing things that a lot of people take for granted, like making friends, having my first kiss, and just like making other memories that a lot of people just take for granted and see as normal. And another thing about getting older and, being a stunted adult is if I ever do have the money to move out, I really feel like people are not going to have grace for me because I'm probably going to come across as very juvenile, immature. It's kind of like a lot of queer people when they come out, they kind of have this second adolescence because they are living life as this new version of themselves. And if I'm ever at a point where I am financially free and I'm able to move to LA and do it right, I'm just gonna have this like second adolescence. And like I said, I'm a stunted adult and there is a part of me that obviously I want to move forward and grow, but there is a part of me that because my life has been so stagnant, I don't feel as old as I actually am. So with that being said, I need money. I want to move back to LA, but I don't have the funds. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo linked in my bio. Even $1 would mean a lot to me because if 1 million people sent me $1, I'd have $1 million.